So it's been a little while, having some steak in a little bit, debating which wine to have, and I decided on opening this Bordeaux, Right Bank 2015 Saint-Emilion Grand Cru, Chateau Vue, Laverne. Probably more Merlot than anything else. It does not stand the back of the bottle. 2015, a pretty good vintage out of the Right Bank of Bordeaux. It's got some stupid metals on the bottom, which are just mostly nonsense, but $20 wine. This is one of those wines I picked up to see if it would be a good weekday wine. I wanted something else to compare with it, so I went with the domestic Merlot. Merlot not being sort of as popular as it once was, actually being much lower in sales after the movie Sideways, and Pinot Noir having exploded, but Merlot in Bordeaux is still extremely expensive. Chateau Petrus is like $4,000 a bottle. It's a near 100% Merlot, but the Right Bank and Pomerol, Saint-Emilion, especially the Grand Cru stuff, does amazing things with Merlot. And Merlot from France is very different than the Merlot from, this is actually Napa or California, but there's still great Merlot being made. So if you are looking for sort of best bang for your buck, if you spend a few dollars more, you can really get a great, really well-made Merlot for those producers that are still putting it out there and not just blending it. So this is Frog's Leap, though. So I expect minimal, just letting the grape speak for itself. That's pretty much what they do. Never had this, so I wanted to try it as well. I haven't had either of these wines, but most definitely haven't had a domestic Merlot in a long time. Actually, let's start with the French. Start with the Bordeaux. It smells like Bordeaux. Has a little bit of a cedar, a little bit of a leather, a little bit of the cassis. Some of that herbal, dry herbs. It's like a dark cherry thing too. Which actually smells really good. Great tannin still. Wow. That still has a lot of grip for 2015. It's really good. That is a really good, really well made $20 Bordeaux. I think it was $20, but gosh, it's really good. Excellent. It's like the tannins are absolutely there. Grainy tannin, gritty. This wine could go far longer for a $20 wine. It's got a lot of those same tastes on the palate: the cedary, the leathery, sage, the cherry, more like black cherry. It's terrific. It's a great wine. That is really nice. So the Merlot from Frog's Leap, I think, is $35-ish, I want to say. I love their Chardonnay, which is $25. It's one of the best $25 Chardonnays you can buy. And I love their Cabernet at $50-$60. So they have a Sauvignon Blanc, and they have this. Smell a little balsamic vinegar, a little what I call VA. Well, to me, is what volatile acidity smells like. Just a little bit, though. There's plum. So Merlot's classic aroma is typically plums. There's absolutely plums in here. A little bit of spice, baking spice. It's an interesting nose. I would not guess Merlot. I don't know what I would guess, but not Merlot. Cab probably, but so consistent So it's not this overly jammy, overly unctuous wine, but well made, well structured. Tannins are so. This is a very young wine, 2019. Drinking well now. I think I prefer the Bordeaux between these two. So showing you that price isn't always everything. I also believe this one needs to open up, and it's very young. Frog's Leap wines are got a great acid to it. This is a great acid profile to it. It's medium bodied-ish. There's red fruit, strawberries, raspberries, cherries more so than any of the dark fruits, blue fruits. I think it needs to open up more. It's a good wine. It's absolutely a great wine. And some of that initial aroma's already blowing off that VA. I think it absolutely needs to be open for a bit. So I only did a Coravin of it. So I'm going to let it sit and check it out later. I don't think it just needs more air. This, as a pop and pour, showed better, but it's also already got a little bit of age to it. So, but I believe this will also get better with time, I hope. Yeah, this is fantastic. I hope I can find more of this. This is really good. I'm gonna have to look this up and see what the percentage is now. There's absolutely Merlot in here. It absolutely smells and tastes like French Merlot, Bordeaux Merlot. Is there Cab Franc in here? Probably a little bit, but I suspect if there is, this is like an 80-20, and that's just an absolute guess. I'm probably going to be dead wrong, but so be it. So different too. So different, these grapes from different places. Different vintages too, different vinifications, different producers, but other wines I've been having recently, so trip to Heritage Winery down in New Jersey. They're really doing some great things down there. Their BDX, their Bordeaux blend is fantastic. It's a $50 bottle. It's a fantastic red, one of the best in New Jersey. Top 3 New Jersey red wines. Retriever and the Sangio from Turdo being probably the other two. The Cab Franc, yeah, the Sangio from Turdo and the Cab Franc from Working Dog, the Retriever. And their BDX. Their Cab was really good. Their Sauvignon Blanc, their Reserve Sauvignon Blanc was fantastic. And they had a sparkler what I thought was pretty good. Just a lot of money for it, so it kind of wasn't worth $45. But a nice sparkler nonetheless out of New Jersey. I'd like to see more sparklers. After all the sparklers in the Finger Lakes, I believe that, why can't New Jersey do it also? Maybe not cool enough, possibly, but they could maybe pick them earlier. Not really sure. So the one I tasted was Blanc de Noir, so made from Pinot Noir grapes. They had a Blanc de Blanc, but not for tasting or purchase. They had a Pet Nat, was okay. They had a Chenin Blanc, which was fantastic. Oh, that was really good. So the Sauvignon Blanc and the Chenin Blanc were the two best whites. Their Cab and BDX, their Bordeaux blend, were their two best reds. Fantastic wines. So nice trip to taste some of that. So if they had a Semillon, I just believe Semillon needs more. I don't have enough experience with a straight Semillon. This wasn't. I've been trying to find a Hunter Valley Australia Semillon for ages with some age on it. This was a very new, brand new, young Semillon. It was fine and it was good. Just wasn't fantastic, which is fine. Maybe it needed more time. I don't know. I don't really have anything to compare Semillon to. 100% Semillon, that great. Typically, it's just used to blend in a white Bordeaux or Sauterne, the sweet wine. So, I don't think there's any other wines I've had recently. I've been drinking a lot of my Carlisle Zinfandels, and might take a break a little bit on the Zinfandels from Carlisle. I might still buy their Petite Syrahs, their Alicante Bouchers, their red blends, their Mourvedre, their whites. I just might take a break from the Zinfandels. My palate's evolved, I think, a little bit away from it and more towards international things out of Italy, specifically in France. Like, I just really want to have more wines from Piedmont and more Nebbiolo-based wines. It just really, that I had a Barolo the other day, 2016, which is an amazing vintage, and it was fantastic. It was so good. So good that it just makes me crave having more wines from Piedmont and Barolo Barbaresco or the other regions that make Nebbiolo. So just feel like rather than invest money into those Zinfandels, which are fantastic, I'd rather put my money into those, which I just appreciate and have been enjoying more lately. My taste could change again. They always do. They always do. So, that's it. Steak time. Have a good night.